All right, so today behind me on the marker board, I'm going to be showing you exactly step by step why you as a man, when you are dating women, why you need to actually interject tension, arguments, or even potential conflict with the women that you're dating, because this is going to create a wide array of emotions so that way you can actually retain their interest. Now, since I have been basically trapped in the house for the past 5 months, building this movement, we have just crossed 415 members. So one of our members inside the group literally goes, I tell this story to let guys know that Casey stuff is powerful. I don't think we will ever realize and appreciate this information because we have not spent 10 years plus figuring this stuff out. He goes, this story is meant to help other men learn from real life experiences. You gain valuable insights by listening to other stories and understanding what they did right or wrong. He says nothing can replace real life experience and learning from others. And that is why I built this. That is why right now we have crossed over 415 members. And that is why this is one of the fastest growing movements or communities or brotherhoods, or I don't care what you want to call it. We are growing every single day, and I'm actually watching these guys' lives change for the better and watching them create real-life dating interactions with companions that is real and genuine. So with that said, that is what actually gives me the motivation to keep doing this every single day. So let's dive into today's video. Okay, here's exactly why you need to interject conflict, tension, or arguments with the women that you're dating. It is because women crave feelings. So some of my methods or some of my strategies when it comes to helping you guys date has evolved over the years to a better level. And what I mean by that is today I'm going to be describing even arguments that are playful when you're not necessarily a couple, and then arguments that are real where you have a real conversation and you discuss certain things that you don't like and why this actually turns them on to help you maintain lasting companionship and genuine desire for the long haul. So women crave feelings, okay? Let's start off with this over here. There's 3 things right here, okay? The bad boy, the player, or the asshole. This is the type of guy right here that knows how to engage her feelings. When she's around him, she feels something. Now, here's why. What I mean is this. A large majority of the time, when she's around the bad boy, the player, or the asshole, the feelings are good feelings. It's positive feelings. A lot of times it's even joyful or pleasureful feelings. It is typically feelings of love and happiness. However, here's the thing. The bad boy or the player understands that when a woman sees a situation as good or healthy or amazing or fun and loving, good in that woman's eyes shifts to boring very quick. So with women, it goes from good to boring extremely quick. Like literally at the drop of a hat, she could just get tired of the situation. So the bad boy understands how to bring a wide array of emotions. So sometimes the bad boy is, bringing emotions of happiness. Sometimes it's sadness. Sometimes she gets mad, right? Sometimes it's jealousy because he's out seeing other women. Sometimes it's even feelings of uncertainty because she doesn't necessarily know how he feels about her. So taking this a step further, with her, she feels like it's great when she's with him and she thinks everything is going good, and then all of a sudden he just doesn't text her for 7 days in a row. This is how women start to engage in their emotions and think about a specific guy. He's creating a wide array of emotions. So taking this concept over to this column, women respond to men who keep their emotions going back and forth. Now, I didn't say women like these men. I said women respond to these men, meaning these are the types of men that they reply to their text messages and they engage in conversation with them. So the saying that she will oftentimes repeat in her head is, does he love me or does he not love me? Where does he stand with me? And because of that, because her emotions are going back and forth, she desires him at a deeper level. So working through this logically, why self-improvement is not enough, and this has been the message that I've been now, talking about for so many months on this channel, why self-improvement is not enough, is because I have friends personally who have made 200 grand a year. These guys are 6'5". They drive a BMW or a Porsche. They're good looking. And they bust their ass to live this kind of life, meaning they have put in the work to be a man of value. So I'm telling you this because these are guys who've actually self-improved. And when they walk down the street, you can tell that they are an attractive guy. But here's the thing. For her, okay, a lot of times The woman will view this type of guy as stable or boring or predictable. He doesn't know how to create a wide array of emotions. He lacks some of the things that the bad boy or the player has. So I've seen guys who have girlfriends, and then these girlfriends will sometimes go and cheat with maybe a guy who's a bartender, or let's say a bouncer, or the guy's maybe even sometimes broke and doesn't make anywhere near the type of money that her boyfriend makes. And a lot of times this is even a guy who maybe doesn't even care about her, but they enjoy the emotional stimulation. And since the women will enjoy this emotional stimulation, she will keep coming back to him. So now we will talk about arguments or verbal tension back and forth. Okay, there's two types. There's arguments that are playful when you guys first meet, and then there's arguments that are more real, or it's a real conversation. So when is it a playful tonality? It's a playful tonality when you're not a couple. You guys are not an official couple, like you're not officially dating, and you don't know each other super well. So if this is the category that you're in, here's how you operate. The tone when you're speaking to the women, it's easygoing. Okay, the tone is playful, and the tone is almost sassy. Kind of how they will a lot of times do it when they're trying to give you shit, or when they're trying to get some sort of emotional reaction out of you. So let me give you an example. There's a woman that I know, and last night she comes over to hang out with me, and what I told her was, since I'm just like lounging around the house, I was gonna wear pajama pants, and I said she can wear pajamas too, and we can just eat some food and watch some TV or watch a movie or whatever the case may be. And then she goes, well, I don't have pajamas because my pajamas is just a big baggy t-shirt, right? So right away I did a few things over text message. I told her that I was going to make fun of her all night, which obviously got some sort of emotional response, and it was just joking and it was playful. The second thing that I was doing on text message is I kept calling her my sister, just as a joke, because a lot of times if you create that feeling where you almost like say things like, you know, we would never be compatible, or I almost just kind of view you as like a sister, I don't really view you as like a real companion. If you say shit like this, they obviously want to kind of unravel it and figure out why. So then, you know, the third thing that I did was when she showed up, like I was wearing pajamas and like real pajama pants, and she shows up in like spandex workout shorts, and then like a button-up top that's like more of like a nightgown kind of thing or something like that. And then I just joked with her and I said, like, you know, I've never met a girl who doesn't own pajamas, or whatever the case may be. And I just kept joking the whole night, saying that we're not compatible. So this obviously raises attraction, and she would laugh and then engage and play back. And then, you know, it just makes the vibe very good. So these are like arguments that are playful, okay? Now, if you start to interject some sort of tension that's real, this is for if you're dating, you guys are in a relationship, and it is long term. Now, not only does it have to be dating, in a relationship, and long term, but this is the important one. She has to have some sort of emotional attachment to you. She has to be attached. If she's attached, it means she really likes you for the long haul, and she's looking at you as her man. So here's what you need to do and what you need to realize. When things are too stable, if you're in a long-term relationship, if things are too stable, okay, if things get too predictable, if she knows your every single move, what you do, where you're going, what you're up to, all of that kind of stuff, you have to interject tension with words first, because if you wait until she does, it could be the end of the relationship because she is getting bored. I'm not saying that these little mini arguments and whatnot of feelings and potential tension and potential verbal conflict back and forth, I'm not saying this stuff just for the heck of it. I'm telling you this because if women have to start to bring the tension first when you're dating them, they are getting bored and you are losing her. Like if you're not having this sort of dynamic from time to time with a big wide array of emotions up and down, she is falling out of love with you. So this is what you have to know. If you have to wait until she does it, it's probably going to be the end of the relationship, or it very well could be. So here's what I can tell you. If you interject a little bit of drama into your relationship, if it's a girl you're dating long term, you can say things like, "Ugh, you're always like," or another thing you could say is, "Why do you always have to," right? And then you fill in the gap, or you fill in the space. Why do you always have to be like that? Or what you can start little bits and pieces of tension like that to help. So another thing is, like, let's say she gets home or you get home and you guys see each other, if you say something like, I just can't with you right now, I can't deal with you right now, and you create some sort of dynamic like that, and keep in mind, this has to be congruent with your personality. I'm just giving you a few examples. This is starting some of the tension, so she feels a different emotion, because if you're waiting until she brings this into the relationship first, and keep in mind, at some point she will, you can be 6'5" with six-pack abs and make $250,000 a year, and if things are too boring, if things are too stable, if things are too predictable, she will start to bring this kind of tension. If she has to do it first, you run the risk of the relationship ending. So, here's one thing that I understand. This is a huge paradigm shift and worldview construction. This is a whole paradigm shift of how you probably view relationships and your worldview of relationships and how things are constructed. So these concepts are new to most guys. Since they're new to most guys, here's what I can tell you. Let's imagine that this big circle is the entire world. Okay, so this is the world, and then you learn this stuff, and it's just you. So you are right here, okay? It's just you, and then you have the whole world, and you learn this, and you're all by yourself. This is really hard to change your beliefs, and it's really hard to get dating success because you are the only one who's moving differently. Now let's reverse this, okay? Inside of my movement that now has over 415 guys who've came together, now let's imagine this is the world and this is you, okay? But now you have all of these other guys talking all day about this stuff and how they're using it and how they're getting real world results. This is why I made this. Because when men come together, it's way easier to actually go and get results in the real world because you have guys in your corner helping you push to new levels of success. It's not just about information, it's about being able to apply information. And information is nothing without proper application. So when you have guys in your corner to help you apply what you just learned, that is where you grow as an individual, and that is why I made this.